Detox protocols can also help. So estrogen is metabolized in the liver, and you can make sure that you properly metabolize estrogen by ensuring proper liver function. Conditions such as fatty liver disease from inflammatory foods like seed oils may cause liver damage and result in impaired detoxification pathways. So make sure that you optimize liver function if you are dealing with estrogen dominance. Welcome to this episode of the Adult Acne Podcast. In this episode and future episodes, I aim to answer people's questions on acne. For years, I've seen many people who are really struggling with their acne asking questions on social media. Sadly, the answers are often long and complex, and it was just not feasible for me to take the time that it would take to answer those questions in written form. But the good news is, the podcast format is the perfect medium to answer such questions with the detail they deserve. So here we go. Here's a few questions that's been sent in. So question 1. If you wash your face in the shower, do you wash it first or after everything else? Well, this is an interesting question. As I'm sure you're aware previously, acne can be caused by blockages in the hair follicles. So if you can keep your skin and therefore your hair follicles clear, then you may reduce the likelihood of acne. The first thing to be very clear about are the products that you use to clean your skin. It's important to find a good brand that does not use toxic chemicals, which may eventually increase your chances of acne. There are some good brands available, and you can find the ones I recommend, and they can be found on the resources page of my website at www.adultacne.com/resources. It's also important to remember that your skin is porous, which means that whatever you put on your skin gets into your bloodstream. So if your skin products are toxic, and most commercial brands are, your liver will have to process the toxins. If your liver and other detoxification organs are already overburdened, the toxins may begin to escape through the skin, causing acne at any time. A good rule to follow: that if it's not safe to eat, it's not safe to put on your skin. Now, if you want to avoid poisoning yourself and potentially increasing your chances of acne or any other degenerative chronic disease, then you also need to check out the product database at www.ewg.org/skin deep. Now, on that site, you can check any of your products before you buy. And that can be personal care products, cosmetics, things like that. You can also check the specific products that you're already using on the site too, in order to find out or see how safe or indeed how toxic they are. The routine I suggest is very simple. Simpler, in fact, than you might have possibly ever imagined. The routine is to wash your face, and possibly your chest and back if that's affected, with clean, unchlorinated water without soap. And then whilst your skin is still moist after washing, use something like aloe vera gel with or without tea tree oil on your face and any skin that's affected by acne. Aloe vera is also great for any skin that's been recently exposed to the sun for any extended period of time. Not only is aloe vera cooling and moisturizing, but it has an acidic pH, which is beneficial to the skin and the skin microbiome, making breakouts less likely. Aloe vera is also anti-inflammatory and aids in wound healing, which is also great for acne. If it seems very strange not to use soap on your affected areas, well, it did to me too when I first heard it. Now, what I would suggest is trust in the process, or trust in what I'm saying, as myself, and my client's skin. What people have noticed is that their skin tends to improve when they stop using products to clean their affected areas. And you'll be amazed at how effective water on its own can be at cleansing the skin. If you are going to use a product on the body, I'll talk more about that in a moment, ensure you use a good quality body wash or shower gel. So Dr. Julia Greenberg, who's a holistic dermatologist, suggests only washing your pits and your bits So your pits being your armpits and your bits being your crotch area. Now, it's important to keep your skin in a slightly acidic state, and washing with soaps and body washes often leaves the skin alkaline, increasing the likelihood of acne. So that's why it's not good to wash affected areas with any kind of soapy product. Washing the rest of the body with unchlorinated filtered tap water is all you need. So it's crucial to use either a whole house water filter or a shower filter that filters out toxins, heavy metals, and especially chlorine, which is basically bleach. So they call it chlorine because it just sounds a lot more user-friendly than the word bleach, but it's effectively bleach. It's sodium hydrochlorite. So it's bleach that they put in the water. And again, remember, be sure to check your skin products on the EWG Skin Deep site at ewg.org/skin deep, and ensure you only use products that score 2 or less on their database. If you're in a job or you play a sport where your face gets dirty and you can't rid the dirt with just water, then ensure that you use a high quality, slightly acidic shower gel or soap. You must also moisturize the skin afterwards, whether it be with aloe vera gel or another higher quality moisturizer. If wearing makeup, a good quality cleanser that removes the top layer of dead cells, oil, perspiration, and pollution is necessary. A cleanser removes the top layer of dead cells, oil, perspiration, and pollution. If your skin is not properly cleansed, it will become dull and flaky, and the oil glands block up with dirt and cellular waste, causing breakouts. So the second question is, can you advise me on my teenage son struggling with severe acne? It seems the majority of social media is geared towards female acne, which is fine, but boys definitely deal with it too. In fact, it's a lot more common in adolescent males than females, and boys can't cover it up with makeup. My boy has been struggling with acne for over 2 years now. So first of all, thanks for the question. As you may know, I was a teenage male with severe acne, so I know exactly how it feels to suffer from acne at that age and the frustration that there doesn't seem to be a solution. Acne in the teenage years, as I said, is far more common in males than females, and that's due to the testosterone levels. Now, the role that testosterone plays is it stimulates the production of sebum from the sebaceous glands and the production of skin cells in the hair follicle, leading to a blockage and the formation of acne. Now, what is interesting to note is that teenagers in native hunter-gatherer tribes don't suffer from acne, but take them to a large city and give them a diet from that city, and they are far more likely to get acne. So is it just the increase in testosterone that causes acne? I would suggest not. There are many causes of acne besides the increase in testosterone, such as toxicity, a disturbed gut microbiome, and leaky gut syndrome, to name a few. The first place I would start with a teenager would be diet. Now, I know this can be difficult with some teenagers, but it's a decision only they can make if they truly want to rid themselves from acne. Holly was a 28-year-old personal trainer suffering from acne when she first came to see me. Holly had terrible breakouts and felt embarrassed and like a fraud when training her clients, as she didn't think she was the perfect example of what it meant to be healthy. Even though she was a personal trainer and was trained in nutrition, she didn't realize the food that she ate caused her acne and affected her overall health. Following a few lab tests, it was discovered that Holly had fungal and parasite infections, as well as food sensitivities to gluten, egg, and soy. Holly changed her diet as advised, following a metabolic typing diet, eliminating sensitive foods, and following a plan to reduce her fungal and parasite infections and to help heal her gut. The program worked to treat for Holly, and she was completely spot-free relatively quickly once the program was in full flow. She now has much more confidence, especially at work, enjoys her social life, and no longer has to wear makeup to go out of the house, which she really loves. If you would like to achieve the same kind of result as Holly, you can now follow a comprehensive step-by-step guide in my book, Eliminating Adult Acne for Good, available now from all major online bookstores and via my website, at www.bodycheck.co.uk/books. The first thing I would suggest is to replace all high glycemic foods, in other words, sugary foods. Things like fizzy drinks, fruit juices, anything made from flour, all processed foods, and all dairy. And if he's using a sports drink as well, that's probably something that he needs to eliminate as well. I would maximize the amount of food consumed from organic sources, except fish, which should always be wild and not farmed. I always suggest organic food as it has by far the least amount of toxins compared to commercially raised foods, which contain residues of toxic fertilizer and pesticides. When I think back to my teenage years, I was consuming large amounts of fizzy drinks, sports drinks, bread, pasta, and dairy products. Perhaps if I had replaced those age 13, my acne would never have developed. We don't know, who knows, but that might be the case. But I would suggest he gives it a try and let me know how it goes. Next question. Hi, I need some help. I haven't really broken out since high school. I was on hormonal birth control for a few years, but I got off the pill in September. I started getting lots of little dots around my chin and the side of my mouth area. And about a month ago, I've been getting non-stop breakouts. When I think I finally get it under control, a bunch more show up the next day. I'm currently using the Cerave Hydrating Cleanser morning and night. Sometimes I'll use Cerave Benzoyl Peroxide Wash at night, but I'm just worried about overstripping my skin. Then I use hyaluronic acid serum morning and night, vitamin C serum in the morning, Differin at night, and then moisturizer. Any product recommendations or tips? How do I manage this long term? I'm worried it's going to get much worse when I start my period in a couple of weeks. Well, firstly, thank you for your question. This is a common question I receive, so it will be great to break it down here. So if you were taking a progesterone containing pill, then your body will have reduced the amount of progesterone it produces naturally, which can lead to estrogen dominance. So estrogen dominance is a known cause of acne in women. In some women, the progesterone production will naturally return over time, but in others, it doesn't. It might be worth finding a good functional medicine practitioner who can test your hormone levels to see if you have estrogen dominance. If you do, there are several things that you can do to help the situation and return to normal levels. Firstly, reduce your exposure to xenoestrogens. They are artificial estrogens that you can be exposed to in your environment, such as plastics, food preservatives, and deodorants, lining of food cans, and also some of your skin products too. Stress reduction techniques can also help to rebalance your hormones, such as not working too many hours, not taking on too many daily tasks, taking time out of each day for yourself, having some me time, movement practices like Tai Chi, yoga, meditation, and also receiving relaxing massages. If you have excess body fat, the fat cells can release estrogen, so losing body fat can also help. Exercise, particularly strength training, has a positive effect on hormone balance in the body. In addition, women tend to do better by changing their exercise routines throughout their menstrual cycle. When testosterone levels are higher, so days 1 to 14 of the cycle, you can focus more on lifting heavy weights. While testosterone levels are lower, so days sort of 20 to 28 of the cycle, then during that period, focus on less intense exercises, perhaps things like Tai Chi, yoga, etc. Supplements such as DIM, maca root, zinc, calcium, D-glucarate, and ashwagandha have also been shown to help balance the hormones. Detox protocols can also help. So estrogen is metabolized in the liver, and you can make sure that you properly metabolize estrogen by ensuring proper liver function. Conditions such as fatty liver disease from inflammatory foods like seed oils may cause liver damage and result in impaired detoxification pathways. So make sure that you optimize liver function if you are dealing with estrogen dominance with the tips I've just mentioned. Also note there is a whole chapter in my book on detox protocols. If you have all the above recommendations in place for 3 to 6 months and you still don't see any change, then you might consider getting advice on the potential use of bioidentical hormone therapy, after being tested, so that you can help to rebalance your hormones. Now, I often say that acne is a blessing. Now, whilst that sounds like an absurd thing to say, acne is making us aware of an imbalance in the body or something that needs attention on the inside of our body. If your acne is caused by estrogen dominance, it's worth noting that estrogen dominance can, if left unchecked, cause a number of serious health problems, including endometriosis and several cancers. This is why I always encourage people to address the root cause of the problem rather than use the topical treatments and pharmaceuticals, which do not address the root cause. In your case, it could be that your acne is a warning sign that if you don't address could lead to something more serious than acne. So I hope that answer was useful. Next question is looking for guidance for my teenage son. So another teenage son question. He lives away from home for hockey and went to the doctor on his own to get acne advice. The doctor prescribed 2 creams, Differin and taro benzoyl peroxide and clindamycin, and gave him instructions for use, but he no longer remembers the instructions and tossed out the boxes with the pharmacy labels. Any advice on how often and when to use these creams, day versus night, and any other special instructions? Thanks in advance. Firstly, thanks for the question. And really much of what I said for the previous question about male teenage acne applies to your son too. Your son's acne is most likely caused by his diet and possibly other toxins in the environment. As I suggested for the previous question, acne is a warning sign that something isn't right on the inside. Using the product suggested will not treat the acne at the causal level. My guess is he possibly needs to replace sugary foods, sugary drinks, and dairy intake, and ensure that he's eating as much organic food as possible. My own use of benzoyl peroxide, like many clients I've worked with, has proven to be unsuccessful at clearing acne, but does introduce toxins into the body that the liver and other organs of detoxification have to deal with, increasing the likelihood of acne. I also remember how benzoyl peroxide made my skin sore, dry, and flaky, and the dryness caused my sebaceous glands to produce more sebum, causing my skin to become more oily and increase the number of breakouts. I've done a lot of study of the published research into such products. Now, the studies are usually 6 to 12 weeks long, and they generally suggest some reduction for some of the participants, but not all participants. And I've yet to see a study that shows a complete elimination of acne during this time. My own experience using similar products was a short-term decrease in acne with a long-term worsening of acne, which a 6 to 12 week study would never pick up. So hopefully that's answered that question for you. Thanks again for that question. So final question I'm going to cover today is, hi, I stopped taking birth control pills. So we've got a bit of a common theme going today. And over the last few months, have developed horrible acne on my back and shoulders. I'm thankful that it's not on my face and chest like it was in high school, but the back knee is painful and I don't want to wear tank tops anymore because of how it looks. Any tips on how to get rid of it without going back on birth control? It's just strange that it's only on my back and shoulders. Again, firstly, no, thank you for that question. I would suggest the answer to your question is the same answer as the one I gave previously for the lady who also suffered from acne after coming off the contraceptive pill. So that's all I'm really going to cover today. Thanks again for your questions. There were some really good questions today. It was quite interesting that there was a common theme. So we had a couple on stopping the birth control pill, and also we had a couple on teenage male acne as well. Well, that's it for today's episode. Don't forget to send me your acne questions and make sure to join me next time for more great information on how to eliminate your adult acne on the Adult Acne Podcast. And don't forget, make sure to like this video, comment below, Subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.